Hey everybody, Jewel back with more super cool astrology coolness, and I wanted to talk about the composite sun inconjunct to Pluto today. What happens when we see this very interesting and not so uncommon aspect in synastry. So synastry is chart comparison. When we put two charts together side by side, we can see how the two people interact by looking at how their planets affect each other. And so when we have the sun in a composite chart, which is the couple's main energy flow, what are they doing? What is the character of their association? Where is a lot of the emphasis in the relationship? Where's the energy going? And a lot of the focus. And that's very much the sun in the composite chart. And very much also represents the male facet of what is going on in the relationship, where we look to the moon in the composite chart to describe what's going on with the female. The sun is very much indicative of what's going on with the male. Or if we have a same-sex couple, which identifies more with the more masculine qualities. So this one implies that changes always when we see the sun in aspect to Pluto. That really is talking about how well does this couple handle changes? How well do they handle things falling apart and building back up? How well do they handle stress within the relationship? And what is the quality of their association under those conditions? So when we have the inconjunction, and inconjunctions, other astrologers, they just do not give the kind of credence and emphasis that I do, because I see them working in very heavy ways in people's lives and in very heavy ways in synastry as well. So when we have these two meeting in this aspect, it implies that there is something off about the level of stress that is experienced when there is a change in the relationship, or when change is called for in the relationship. Many, many times when we have this particular inconjunction, we see that one person is being forced into changes or into adaptations within the relationship that they do not wish for. So this is one that does show a certain measure of conscious control is being exerted by one of the partners. And it is a composite chart. This can be something that can go back and forth. We can see this, between two people behaving in this way. But a lot of times when we see heavy Pluto, it's going to be one of the people that is the more heavier handed or the more demanding than the other person. Sometimes it can be even, but we tend to see this dynamic more in people who get involved in relationships where there is a power dynamic. That's one of the reasons that people seek out this kind of aspect, so they can work that out within their own psychology. So this is one where we have to understand that there are some deeply dark psychological things going on in this relationship. There are. It doesn't mean that it has to be hell on earth. It doesn't mean that this has to be, a deeply, deeply platonic relationship. If we have other things going on that are otherwise healthy, or that are balancing, then this can be one that shows that there is an inability to deal with stress, or to handle stress well, or to change or adapt as a couple in ways that are mutually healthy or beneficial. It can be as light as that. Usually if you see this in conjunction, you're going to see other markers in the synastry and in the composite chart and in the natal charts for attracting some kind of plutonic power dynamic, so we can then work that out within our own person and come to grips with that. So basically, this one shows up in composite charts where we have one person who is more forceful than the other, and they are trying to force or coerce or manipulate the other person into changes or into accepting some things. Sometimes we can see that happening in the context of a sexual relationship. So this is definitely one that points to some kind of power struggle going on there. And so if you do see it, you're going to want to go back to this industry and then ultimately trace it back to the natal charts. See, why are they even bothering with this one? Because, and not to say that you should just run screaming for the hills if you see it. I'm not saying that. Because all synastry has hard aspects. And all composite charts err on the side of being difficult rather than easy. So it's one that you're definitely going to want to get to the bottom of. Why is it there? And that is how you tackle this one. You're not going to take this particular aspect into a relationship therapist's office and get to the bottom of this, because this starts in the natal charts. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, please subscribe to my channel. You can find me on the internet at Truth and Aspect Astrology. Yes, I do private consultation. You can find me on, whoa, my light just turned back on. It's been going in and out. It's been a little crazy. You can find me on Facebook at Truth and Aspect Astrology. And I will be back super soon with more super cool videos. Bye-bye.